you today?
I'm very much into fashion.
There are doctors you can see for that.
I'm starving. Ostrich feathers, anyone?
So people listening are either going to be cracking up or be like, what in the world are they talking about?
What's wrong with those crazy ex-Mormons?
Why don't you... Why you're not supposed to say Mormons anymore?
Oh, sorry.
Why
I
don't
forgot.
you explain what that is? What that's from? I'm tired.
So it's from an Instagram account called Mouth Breather, and I share there's videos of my stories sometimes, and oh my gosh, they're so funny. They take the cheesiest, worst, most awful videos from the 80s, pretty much all 80s, and they just make funny videos out of them. And there's this one where this lady, she was a soap opera actress, and she has this, I don't know what the video is about being elegant or
She
rich
started a
or,
series called Welcome to My Home, and it was like it was like she was doing MTV Cribs before it was MTV Cribs.
yeah, she was doing her own crib.
Yeah, exactly.
And so all of her little vignettes start with, well, hello,
Well, hello.
welcome to my home.
Well, hello. Well, hello. Well, hello.
And one time
We
she's trying on different dresses, and look how this fits my figure. Ostrich feathers,
I
anyone?
look good in everything.
She doesn't have a problem with self-love, let's just put it that way. She's very confident in how she looks, I guess. I don't know.
I'm actually still sitting here in awe over your multiple adjectives you used to describe what did you say? Cheesiest, most something. I don't
I don't
know.
know.
That was pretty amazing, pretty epic.
Well, some of these videos from the 80s are just bad. Like,
I love how the
wow.
80s kind of came back though in fashion and shows. I see it shifting to the 90s, but yeah, those
With better production quality.
that is true. That is true. Hey, don't knock Footloose or E.T. though, right?
Well,
Back to the Future. Okay.
yeah. I think it was cooler when I was a kid.
So, what other accounts are you into right now?
Well, let's see. I like that one. I like the Gym Fail accounts, like Gym Fail Nation, Gym Fuckery, which guess it just made it explicit.
Yes.
Those are some of the best ones.
If you follow Brandon on Instagram, then you already know this. If you don't, it's Brandon_Harshey. And I'm gonna warn you right now, like I always do, that you just can't be easily offended. But his favorite thing to do is to post memes that he makes up. A lot of times I'm like, where's dad? And the answer from the kids is either he's in the bathroom or he's making memes. Or he's in the bathroom making memes. And the second thing that he loves doing is posting fail videos in his stories. And it's actually kind of great because it's just mindless entertainment or laugh, and laughter is the best medicine. He follows these accounts and he either makes his own memes or you repost some of this stuff that I would never see because I don't follow those accounts. So, but I'll tell you what, you posted one today and I felt it like in my gut. Just cringing. Which one?
Which
Tonight.
one?
What was the last one you posted tonight?
Let's see. I posted the guy jumping off the car trying to dunk on that.
Yes, and he fell on his back.
Yeah, the
I
backboard
felt
broke.
that in my back, like when he fell. Like I won't be rewatching that one. Many of your stories I don't rewatch, and the kids are like, "Did you see this one?" I'm like, "Yes," and we're not rewatching it because I can't handle it because they're just so cringeworthy that I have a hard time. I have a hard time watching them all.
Yeah, I like following the fail counts, and then like, was it People Are Brainless is a good one I found today. Oh, that's a really good one.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Barstool Sports has some good stuff.
Barstool Sports?
Yeah.
Do all these accounts rotate out like the same kind of videos? Or are they all different?
Well, a lot of them will have similar videos, but a lot of them will have their own videos that they share. Not their own, but the ones that they find. So there's some that definitely make the rounds across all of them.
I'm inspired by accounts like poets and, well, actually there's not a lot that inspires me. So mostly poets. I'm really inspired by words. I'm a word person. I feel words are powerful and I really take them to heart. And There is definitely a difference between reading a quote and living a quote. There's a whole lot of messy in between there that isn't always as pretty as words on paper or whatnot. But I'm mostly inspired by those kinds of people and accounts. And you're inspired by people breaking bones trying to skateboard.
Oh,
And
I'm not inspired by them. Trust me. I gain amusement from their stupidity. I really do, and it helps me to lead a more cautious life in certain
is that
aspects.
what it is?
Yeah, I
Like,
tell you what, I am way more cautious in the gym than I used to be for sure,
right.
because I don't want
So you
to
don't
be
need
on
to
one of these
be
videos.
because you so you don't need to be an ER doctor to be more cautious. You just need to watch fail videos on
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah, just watch fail videos.
When we were in chiropractic school, we were Mormon at the time and went to church with a lot of other chiropractic students and then also med students. And so it was really interesting hearing all the stories. But I had a friend whose husband was in his internship. He had finished school and he was,
Residency.
I knew I was saying that
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah,
Residency. I'm like, wait a minute, they don't do internships.
yeah.
Residency. And he was like paranoid about
Yeah,
everything,
yeah, I do remember that.
everything. And it's because they see the worst of the worst, you know? And so I gained a little more of a healthy respect of not being always like thinking everything's going to go wrong, but also not always thinking everything's going to be perfectly fine and to be more cautious about making sure our TVs are secure on the, TV stand and the dressers are attached on the wall and things like that. So
Hmm.
anyways, they see the worst of the worst. So those,
It's essentially like looking up if you could find all sorts of clips and stuff from Jackass. That's essentially what I'm looking at most of the time with
yeah,
these accounts because they're funny, but I would never do
do you
them.
think Jackass would have been a thing if they started that after social media? I mean, that was like the fail, well, not accidental. It was like
They were
on
the fail
purpose.
pioneers.
Right.
Yeah,
Right, but on purpose.
yeah,
Hmm. You know, the last time I watched something from Jackass was when Steve-O snorted wasabi, and I was
yeah.
like, I'm done.
Wasn't that the movie? The first
Yeah, he
Jackass movie?
also like pooped in a toilet in an actual store. That was not
That wasn't
an
him. That was
attached
some
toilet.
other dude.
Some other guy.
I was crying. I was laughing
Yeah.
so hard at Oh my god, it was so disgusting but so funny.
That is foul. That is absolutely foul. I just was like, I will never watch any of this again. I cannot believe I just admitted that I saw the Jackass movie. Like,
Well, you
no.
never watched the other two that came out.
Speaking of poop, it always comes back to poop. Once you're a
Poop.
parent, every single conversation, I think every time we had people over for dinner or we went over to people's houses for dinner, another Mormon thing. Now we don't have anyone over for dinner, but all conversations lead, like a play group, lead back to poop. It always leads back to that. So do you see that? I just started talking about poop and I didn't even realize it. We're potty training
Oh my
Beard
god.
baby. Or
The
she's potty learning. If potty training is, depends who you talk to. Some people say potty training, and people are like, oh, potty learning, whatever. Actually, she's really not doing either. So screw everyone.
yeah.
Screw potty training. Screw potty learning.
She's just shitting wherever.
You know what?
Oh, family room. I'll take a shit.
Shut up. That's not okay. That's not true.
Pantry door. I think I'll just wipe my shitty fingers all over
Not
it.
true. Is that how it feels to you?
It is.
Do I need to validate how you feel about it,
Yeah.
even if that's not the reality?
I go to use the bathroom the other day and there's poop streaks all over the toilet.
That
and
is
just like,
true.
what the fuck? Literally, the meme I shared today was me the other day. I was by
Yeah.
myself, like, what the fuck?
Okay, so I know some of you listening are like, my child was potty learning at 18 months or was potty trained by 2. Like, you obviously just didn't do this right or didn't do it soon enough or whatever your judgy Susans are thinking.
Guess what, Susan? We had 5 other kids that did the same thing.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Exactly. We did. We had all of our other kids were completely going potty and completely potty trained
Yeah, they were all 2.
about around 2.
Like our oldest kid was in
Two
the
and a half.
second half. Yeah, 2.5.
Almost 2.5. Yeah.
But
So
but Beard Baby, she just
then there's the other camp of you that are listening that are like, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one that has a 3-year-old or 3.5-year-old that is still going in diapers or just regressing or whatever it is. And it is frustrating. It is a frustrating struggle. There are some things as a parent where you just have it ingrained in you that you think it should be a certain way, or you're listening to family or society, or your other kids did it at a certain time or a certain way. And so it becomes more frustrating because, again, those expectations. We actually did a parenting expectations podcast, and I talked about this in there. And it's actually the expectations that cause the most frustration, regression, pushback, anger, tears, and whatnot. So we have to work a lot on that and remind each other of that, and that she's going to be going completely on the potty soon. So she would not do it for me, for you, right? For bribing, nothing. She only started going on the potty for Miss Cuttlebug, our 9-year-old. Is she 9?
Yep.
I'm so tired
She
right
is
now.
9.
Thank you.
Yes.
For our 9-year-old. This is what happens, you guys, when we record a podcast after working like a 16-hour day. So she started doing it for her. And our 9-year-old, take her to the bathroom. And this is after weeks, if not months, of us trying. And then all of a sudden she's listening to her sister. And that is a dynamic that does happen with siblings. That's why Miss Cuttlebug, our 9-year-old, started, and our Miss New York, our almost 11-year-old. See, I do know the ages of my children. They saw their siblings doing it and they wanted to do it. So I just thought that's what would happen with her around 2, and it didn't. And I think once you pass that 2.5 to 3-year-old mark, it actually is way harder to get them to shit in the toilet. So
You gotta wait till about 3.5.
yes, it's so frustrating.
Like
and
us.
you do get the only thing that has frustrated me is I'm tired of cleaning up poop. Like, it's just, it's gross. Like, I already have to worry about my own digestive system and my own colon health and my own poop with my gallbladder issues. Like, I don't want to deal with another human being's poop anymore. We've been doing that for 15 years. I am done. Done and done.
I walked into that downstairs bathroom last night,
Yeah.
and there was 2 pairs of underwear that had shit in them. There was shit on the floor, a streak on the wall, a couple streaks on the toilet seat.
Oh, that's gross.
And it smelled like shit in there.
Yeah, and
And I was completely demoralized. Like, wow, I live in like this disgusting house now because this toddler is just shitting everywhere she can.
The exaggeration that you have in your explanation of this is quite marvelous, let me tell you.
Oh
I
my
will
gosh.
say I do have a little bit of a bone to pick with you, and that is twice in the last 2 days when I've been working, you've come to me to help you clean up a poop mess. So that's just been
Because my
great.
brain short circuits and I'm tired, and the poop mess is so epic that I don't know what to do.
What about my brain? Like, only your brain matters?
Well, my brain is really screwed up a lot of the time.
But my brain
This has
is
been well
tired.
documented.
And this, my friends, is what you call a misery match that you do not want to get into with your partner or spouse. Yeah, it just sucks. Teamwork. You just, if you can.
Now, the other night you were gone,
Yeah.
and there was a big,
Fiasco.
nasty, poopy fiasco
Poopy
that
fiasco.
I had to
I love
take
it.
care of, and I just stood there looking at it all and looking at her and just wondering what the hell I was going to do.
I think that happens a lot in parenthood where you just have this moment of your brain short circuiting and what should I do? And then there's like a little switch inside your brain that you have to flip, and it's called survival mode. And you just get through it. And there have been so many moments like that in the last 15 years that I don't. And then later, like, you'd come home from work or school and I'm telling you about this and you're like, I'm like, no, you don't understand. I don't know how I got through this, but I did. Like, where the fuck is my gold star? Like, where is my sticker chart? And where is my goddamn prize box? Because I got through this poopy fiasco all alone.
Well, you got gold star tattoos now, so there you go.
I gave myself, you know what? I validated my damn self. I got my gold star tattoos for me, for you, for everyone. And there we go. Whew. I guess I need to process that.
Yeah. You
When you're a stay-at-home parent or a single parent and you're the only one there and you have to deal with those fiascos any fiasco. Like chaos with children on your own, it is, I mean, really, where is the reward system? Because
All I gotta say is for you single parents, I don't know how you do it.
no.
Like, you're amazing
Yeah.
because
And you're probably like, yeah, I know, Brandon. I don't know that that's making you feel any better, you
I know
guys, but
Brandon.
you know what?
Oh my god,
They're
that's
already
great.
validating them damn selves every single day. We love you guys because we are barely getting through it. But that's just the whole comparison thing. It's hard no matter what.
Yeah, it's you're
Hmm.
responsible for other human
And
beings.
it
It's tough.
always comes back to poop.
Oh,
Always.
I
But
know.
the worst experience with all six children, and there have been a lot of shitty experiences,
Yeah.
literally, like pun intended, was a few months ago when our youngest, I was trying to teach her to use the bathroom for a few days and had her in underwear, and she went outside to get away from me on the
Oh god.
patio. I don't know if I can, we'll see if I can get through this.
I already feel
And
the.
she pooped
Oh.
on the patio, and then our golden retriever dog ate it. Oh, gag. Like, I
Keep the food
just,
down. Keep the food down.
I
Oh.
just, I just don't. I like what do you do with that? What do you do with that? That is foul. And I put her back in diapers that day because I'm like, I cannot. I cannot. I can't even.
That was the same week she emptied an entire bottle of ketchup on our white carpet.
Oh my gosh. After
I kind of hated her guts a little that week. I'm not gonna lie.
after that happened, I did a toddler thread on my Instagram actually. It
I know
was
there were other people whose dogs ate their toddlers. Shit,
poop. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. It's so
Oh
horrible.
God,
Oh my goodness.
that's so disgusting.
So we're almost there. If you guys are having struggles with potty training slash learning slash PC term, whatever it is, we feel you. And we're almost there. We're at the stage of mostly going on the toilet throughout the day and diapers at night. But oh, and then this always happens. You get them sleeping through the night, sleeping in their own space, going on the potty, and then they get sick. And it messes everything up.
It sucks.
And you're like, that is just 3 weeks or 3 months of work that somebody stomped on while laughing maniacally in my face. That's how it feels.
That's somebody being the toddler, shrieking.
No, I think that somebody is Murphy.
Oh yeah,
Murphy's Law.
that
Yeah.
Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy is standing there laughing in your face as they stomp on all your hard work. So she was, I don't know, she was fighting a little something off this week or something. I don't know, because all of a sudden we had diarrhea
Yeah, yeah.
on the white couch. Oh my God. I promise you, our house is not a disaster with like this cat poop everywhere or whatever. Like, it really isn't, but a toddler will make you feel like it is.
Yeah, it's just depressing
Are
talking
you
about this.
are you okay? Are you all right over there? Do we need to end this so you can meditate? Oh my gosh, that didn't.
All I gotta say is when I get older and I start losing control over my own bowels.
You'll never let that happen, but go ahead.
Yeah, more than likely I won't let that happen. But I'll shit in my Depends, and I'll say, "Which one of you is wiping my ass?"
Because I sure as hell won't. I'm like, I put up with his ass for the last 50 years. Now somebody else put up with his ass, literally. It's not going to be me. Wow. Wow. Okay,
Oh
well.
man, that's gonna be great.
And you know what we forgot to say at the beginning of this podcast?
What?
Welcome to the Harshie Podcast.
Oh yeah, welcome to the Harshie Podcast.
Where we talk about...
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Oh, man. Okay, so solidarity, you guys, solidarity. This parenting gig is hard, and we're all doing our best and figuring out as we go. And no judgment from us. Do we have any announcements?
We do have one
What's
announcement
that?
about Perth.
Well, when we asked about Australia cities, because we did Sydney, there were requests for many different cities, but Perth was on there, and Perth is like, on the west side, and a lot of things don't go to Perth. Everything goes to Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, which we're doing.
Right.
Speaking of, Melbourne and Brisbane are now open, so if you haven't got your tickets yet, go get them. bwfconference.com. So everyone said, oh, you won't come to Perth. You won't come to Perth. Nothing ever comes to Perth. And I love proving people wrong. So I think we should go to Perth.
I think it should be done.
So we're going to open tickets Monday morning, 10 a.m. Perth time, whatever that is. I don't know. So,
oh man, that's good.
B as in boy, W as in William, F as in Frank, conference.com. And all the details and tickets will be there. And we'll open 100 tickets. We're keeping all of these just 100 spots. And then we will not be back to Australia for probably a few years. Also, I will be in Portland next weekend. So if you were in Portland area, anywhere, Oregon, Washington, Seattle, Tacoma, I think there's like 16 tickets left. I've announced
How
another
many?
guest speaker. And so I'll be in Portland next weekend. And then after that is Edmonton, Winnipeg, and Phoenix. And then we have some exciting announcements next week and also about next year in conferences. So stay tuned for those. And lastly, we finally got all of our shirts shipped.
We did.
These shitty shippers finally shipped everything with, I want to say, a few bumps in the road, but it was actually more like, when Batman versus Superman, no, what was the movie before that? That fight between Zod and Superman?
Yes.
And it was more like that many bumps in our road.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
But we got
all
through
of
it.
Metropolis was destroyed.
Yeah, we got through it, and we have put up just the last of the inventory, the exact numbers we have. So you can go to selflovegeneration.com and grab one of those, because that's it, babes. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
The amount of stress and grief this has caused, my own doing, I'm not blaming anyone else, has been unnecessary and ridiculous, and I never want to go through it again.
Yeah, we're not the best at merchandise and shipping and fulfillment.
You fail at some things, and that's okay. We're so hard on ourselves when we fail at something, or when we don't do things to the expectations we have, or the expectations others have, or that we've told others to have of us, or we mess up. And so you just do your best to make it right, and then you learn from it, and you take what you learn from it into your next endeavors. Like, that's just all you can do. It's not pretty, it's not exciting or anything, but it is what it is, and that's life. I mean, we have to go through those failures to succeed next time.
Yeah, like when you have a 3.5-year-old that's shitting everywhere, it feels like a failure.
Well, now I just feel like a failure between talking about merchandise and poop. I don't know what's happening here. On that note,
welcome.
Thank you for listening. Until next time.
Adios.
Love ya.